Hello everyone. Today I wanted to share another fun new card with you. Something that I think looks really hard and I was kind of, I guess, overwhelmed with. I didn't really know how it went, but in actuality, it's fairly easy. And so I wanted to share with you how to make this card, and it is called the Never Ending card. Sometimes the Infinity card, I don't know, something. It has a few different names, but we're going to call it the Never Ending card today. And so let me tell you what you need first. You need 4 pieces of cardstock. And so I would recommend either using the thick white or a colored cardstock because they have that same thicker consistency. The basic white is a little thinner and it may not hold up as well. So that would be my recommendation to you. You also need here 8 2 3/4 inch squares of designer series paper, and they don't all have to be the same. I just cut them the same just for ease to make this card, but you could use both sides of your designer series paper. As you know, all of Stampin' Up's paper is double-sided, and everything that comes in the package is made to coordinate. So this is from the Gorgeously Made suite of papers, and that's what I'm going to use today. So is the paper called Gorgeously Made? Let me look. For some reason I think it's called like Masterfully Made, right? And the stamp set is Gorgeously Made that goes with that suite. Anyways, you need I have my notes to the side here and I can't really see them. You need 4 1 1/4 inch squares, and again, they don't have to be the same, but for today's demonstration they are. And then you need 8 strips here that measure 1 1/4 by 2 3/4. So that's all that you need to make this Never Ending card. So I'm going to set some of these aside, and I've got my Simply Score tool here. You could use your scoring blade on your paper trimmer, or you could also just measure and draw a line with your pencil and fold. You don't have to have all the special tools. So anyways, I'm going to take these pieces of paper here, and I am going to put it in my Simply Score tool, and I'm going to use the smaller end here. It doesn't really matter, but I'm going to score at 1 1/2, okay, and again at 4 1/2. So this is really just at 1 1/2 from both sides. So if you've got your paper trimmer, you do 1 1/2 on this side and 1 1/2 on this side. Okay, and so I'm going to go ahead and do that for all 4 of these pieces. And I mean, the Simply Scored is just easy because you stick it, like you put your pencil or this little, I don't know, stylus into the groove and it just stays in there. So you don't have to worry about losing your spot. But it is important that this is done accurately. So 1 1/2 and 4 1/2. And again, we're going to go down here, 1 1/2 and 4 1/2. Okay, so there we go. We have got that done. Okay, and that's literally all that we need to score. So I'm going to take that away and set that to the side. I'm going to bring in a piece of paper here, my pad, because I just like to work on it. Also, my desktop is really dirty. So let me get organized here. Okay, so now we're going to put this together. Now you're going to want a strong adhesive to make this card because it's going to be folding and folding and unfolding and all of those things. So this is what we're going to do. We want to first take our pieces here. We're going to fold them all in. And did you know that actually the bumpy side is the side that you're supposed to fold in on? I don't know why. We want to make sure that they just touch together, that they're not overlapping, etc., because that's going to make a barrier on our card. So you can see how this one is kind of touching. We'll see how it goes. It might be fine, but we don't want any overlapping, and if we've measured and scored properly, we're not going to get that. So we're just folding these all to make sure that they're good. So the thing with this card is it's not hard, but we want to make sure that we are precise. All right, So we're going to take two of our pieces here and they're going to go together like this. We want them to be lined up, I guess. And I'm going to use a Post-it note to kind of hold them together, lined up. And you'll see why in a minute. You don't have to do this part. Maybe you can do it without sticking them together, but this just makes sure that the edges are lined up and the bottoms are lined up, etc. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and take some tear and tape, and we want to add it to the top and bottom of these folds, just kind of along there. We don't want to cross that fold line, and we only want to go down about 1 inch. The reason for that is we're going to attach it to the other folds on here, which are only 1 1/4 inch. So we don't want it to go down farther than that, or we're going to be sticking onto this part of our card and it's not going to fold properly. So we need it on both sides at the top. And then we're going to do the exact same thing. Oopsies, don't do that. We're going to do the exact same thing down here at the bottom. Okay, so we've got it at the top corner and at the bottom corner. And see, I've got it a little too long. I want to make sure I'm not going to cross this line. So I'm going to just stick that over there out of the way. Go like that. And then put a couple on this side, just like this. Okay, and you're going to see how easy this actually is. Okay, so I'm just going to double check again. My card's lined up. It's on the sides here. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to have these two like this, and it doesn't really matter. I'm just doing this because they're going to have to fold both ways. So we've got these ones here also lined up side by side. And I guess actually we want to make sure that we hold these ones together. So let's move our more than these ones. Okay, so we're going to take this off, the backing off of the tape. Again, if you've got any on your line, just kind of roll it back like that. You don't want it touching your line. And then we're going to take this one with the top, and we are going to line it up. I'm going to get this out of the way. We want to line it right up with the top corner and the side, straight across. So maybe before you press down, just make sure you've got it lined up. And then this one is going to line up on this side straight, just like that. Okay, so now we want to make sure that those are stuck together, not crossing each other. Okay, perfect. So now we're going to do the same thing here with the bottom. So we're going to take off the backing. Now this card ends up being a 6x6 card. There are ways that you can make this into a standard card size. I just find that the side flaps on it are kind of small, and it's difficult to sort of style that way, but that's okay. So I prefer to do it as a 6x6. If you want to do one that is more of a regular card size, those exist also. So I'm going to just, more than even making sure that it matches on the bottom and the sides, I want to make sure that it doesn't overlap in the middle, because I can trim the sides so that the things line up, but if this overlaps in the middle, it's not going to open and close. Okay, so now our card is put together. That's it. That's all we needed to do for this amber ending card. Okay, so the way that this works is you can either have it opening from the top and the bottom, or you can have it opening sideways. It's really up to you. It doesn't matter. So we're going to just open this, and we're going to just kind of burnish our folds really nicely. We kind of just want to get our folds really kind of activated. So we've got that. And then this is going to open like this. So it just keeps folding into different shapes. And then this opens again. And then we're back at the beginning. Okay? Well, actually, this is the end, right? This is the end. And then we open it and we're back at the beginning. So if we have a top, bottom fold, depending how we open it. Okay, so let's say if we're going to open it from the top and bottom, we've got it like this, then it's gonna open sideways, and it's gonna open top and bottom again, and then it's gonna open sideways, and we're back at the beginning, right? So we wanna just keep playing with it a little bit and getting our folds used to moving and making sure that there's nothing that's really catching, and if there is, maybe trim it off. So our card is just, there's a little bit of a catch here when I open this. These ends are kind of tucking under, but I don't think it's inhibiting the movement of the card. So we're really just going to keep playing with it and getting these folds going, and you can see how this is. So you just got to kind of decide how you want your card to start and end. So I think I am going to start my card this way because we are used to opening our cards like this. So I think it would just make sense to start like that. Okay, so for the rest of your card, you can use whichever adhesive you want. You want to make sure that you're not going across these fold lines anywhere in your card, because if you do that, you're not going to be able to open it. Okay, so you can just kind of lay out your stuff. So we are going to have a square and a square, and then obviously we'll have two of the strips here. Now, this one I'm going to see, if you see how I cut these strips, I cut them so that the flowers are on here, but I think that when it's sideways, that doesn't really work. So I'm going to use the back side, I think, on this front piece. And then we're going to go ahead after and we'll decorate our card with like sentiments and whatnot. So I'm just going to lay this out like that. Okay, so that's what our front card is going to look like. And because I've done all mine kind of the same, like as far as my pieces of paper, I don't have to really worry too much about which ones I want where. You could put different patterns on the different layers, and I think that looks really pretty, but for just learning how to make the card, I thought this would just be easier. Now my paper does have some words in the background. I don't know if you can see that. So I'm going to try to make sure that that is facing the right way. So if you wanted to, you could also cut this out instead of designer series paper. You could cut this out as cardstock, as a cardstock base, and then have a 2.5 inch square on top of it of designer series paper to give it a little bit more of, like to have that border sticking out. You could do that as well. So you can make this as adventurous or as exciting or as simple as you want. Today, we're just basically learning how to put this card together, and we'll worry about all of adding beautiful pieces and stuff to it later or on another card. I do want to share another one with you that is a Christmas themed one. So watch for that. It actually folds out into a Christmas tree and it's super, super cute. Okay, so I have never made one of these before. I don't know why. I think honestly, I looked at them and I was like, whoa, that is like, that's too much. I don't think I could do that. But it's really, you saw how easy it came together. Okay, so are these words upside down? No. So this is going to go like that. And again, we've just got these pieces here, but now they're going up and down. So I think I'm going to use this side. At least for the bottom. And maybe it'll be okay if they join. Or should I put them this way? No, I think I want them to join the colors in the middle. Like that. I think that looks better. I'm going to do it like that. Okay. So again, just lay out your pieces how you want them. And I could, you know, change it up and put this one in here. I think I'm going to leave the flowers because it's so flowery. We'll do the plain green in another spot. Okay, again, let me look at my words and make sure I got them lined up right. Okay. And then these 4 strips on this side, okay. Flowers towards the middle. try and line up the top and the bottom of the designer series paper a little bit. And you could also not put designer series paper on all of the panels. You could leave some of them plain. You could put white on there if you want it to be where you put your sentiment, etc. It's really up to you how you want to put this card together. Like I said, for this time, I'm just showing you how it's going to fold and how we're going to put it together. So again, we want to make sure we keep it in the format that it's going to fold. So this is how we started. We opened it like this. And now we're going to open it like this. So our card's going to be facing like this. Okay, so I think on this one, I might use this part here for where my sentiment goes. So I'm going to put this plain blue in here, I think. We will see. I have used up all of my strips. I feel like I shouldn't have. Anyways, we will worry about that after. Maybe you don't do it on this one. You've got your corners that you put in here. You know what? I'm going to stick with my flowers. I like my flowers. So we're going to put our corner pieces in here. I feel like I should have more strips. Did I really use 8 already? 4? I did. 8, 9, 10. Well, whatever. We'll see if we want some more. We can always cut some more. And this goes this way with the writing, does it? Yeah. Okay. And it goes like that. It's hard to read the writing. It's like in the background there. Really pretty kind of collage. Ooh, look at that on the other side. I think I'll stick with the plain. And cut this out. Maybe I will make the checkered part kind of around the edge, like as if it's a border around the edge, if that makes sense. And then for some consistency, I love this masterfully made designer series paper. It looks like torn layers of paper, which it is. It's actually photographed torn pieces of paper. It's just stunning. The colors are gorgeous. So it's got like the Newberry Burst, Lost Lagoon, and then the Fresh Freesia against white. Okay, and so then this is going to open like this. Oh, that's why we don't have strips. Okay, because in here we put our last 2 pieces. So, okay, so that's perfect. So we're going to put this in here like that. And you could have more squares here, but let's see. And you'll see what I mean. So we're going to put this on here. So this might be better to have like one alternating one at least. And you'll see why here in a second. So we could have some more pieces here. But see, when it's like this, see, now we've got this pattern paper. That's why I thought I was missing a strip that shows through. And so here we've got the plain, but again, you could put squares there if you wanted to. I guess I'm just going to leave them because we only had 4. You could have 8, and then it would open like this. So I don't know what you think, if I should cut out some more squares. I feel like I should, just because the rest of the card has all the parts covered. So this part just feels bare to me because it feels like it should have some pieces cut. So I'm going to go ahead and cut some more of those. And then I'm going to decorate my card. And then I'll be back to show you what the final card looked like. So stay tuned. Okay, so here is our final card. I ended up using the Timeless Arrangements bundle with this. The stuff that comes in the Gorgeously Made set is beautiful, but these images are just a little bit large to stick in between like where the folds are. So I decided to opt for a different set, the Timeless Arrangements, and I love this. They have gorgeous dies that come with them. with different labels and all these little pieces of foliage and flowers and stuff that I thought looked really nice with this paper. And with the sentiments were lovely. So you'll see it's fairly simple. My first one here says a very big thank you, and then I just stuck some of the foliage there behind, and some of these embellishments that are called the adhesive back sequence trio. So these match exactly with this paper, so they're beautiful. And then you open it and it says, for always believing in me and for always being there. And again, I used a few sequins and some of the different foliage. These ones I stamped and colored with the blends. The one thing that I did find is that you can put a little bit of sequins or a little bit of bulk in there, and it doesn't impede your card or the folding or anything. I didn't try dimensionals. I thought that might be pushing it, but you could give it a go and see how that folds in your card, whether you like it or not. So anyways, for always believing in me, for always being there, from the bottom of my heart, you are the best. Thank you. So it was kind of fun actually, because then I could use the words that were in the timeless arrangements to make just a long sentiment in here that actually made sense. So you could, of course, not do that. This would look beautiful with any designer series paper or cardstock that's been stamped, different images. You could, of course, use our cute little zoo animal set, etc., etc. There's so many different options, but I love how this one came together. So I hope you'll give it a try. If you do try it, please let me know in the comments a picture of what your card looks like. So drop me a picture of that. I'd love to see that. So again, one more time through of our never-ending fold card. A very big thank you for always believing in me, for always being there. From the bottom of my heart, you are the best. Thank you. And then we're back at the beginning. Isn't that lovely? Yeah. So super, super cute. I think this would cost a little bit extra postage just because it is 6x6. But beautiful card, something that would be something special, and people would be like, how did you make that? And as we saw, it was not difficult to make the mechanism of this card. It takes a little creativity to figure out about decorating, but here I've given you some ideas with the timeless arrangements set and the gorgeously, what did we say this paper was called? Marvelously made. Yeah, masterfully made designer series paper. So there's one example for you, but of course there's a million examples. So I hope you'll make this card with whatever you have at home. If you do want to order, you can head over to www.sarahlynstamps.com and find all of the supplies there under shop and make this card exactly how I did, or of course to whatever your imagination makes. So thank you so much for being here with me. Happy stamping. Let me know if you have any questions. I will put all of the measurements up on my blog shortly for you. Again, www.sarahlynstamps.com. Thank you. Bye.